Once again, welcome back to the Real Kens TV, where we like to keep it 100. We call a spade, even when we don't like to. You know what I mean? Despite our feelings, got to call it like it is. I invite you all to definitely like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. You know what I mean? So you can be privy to the next video that we drop. Um, Relatively small channel, just getting started. So, we trying to grow. Hopefully, we can all grow together. Oftentimes, I get asked, you know, how did you survive prison, man? Is it really like you see on television? Is it, with it's like people kind of, I don't necessarily want to say they glorify it, but they're kind of, intrigued by it, which I don't know why. I guess me being in prison over 12 years, it's not intriguing to me. But I can see how other people, because they watch these movies and they think that, you in there and you fighting for your life and you fighting with knives and you having, people's getting shanked and people's getting raped. And a lot of times it's not really like that. I haven't been to a place like that. I've seen some things, but, you know, not, not like that. You know what I mean? Not like television, man. But I think prison is more, or it's a mental thing. You feel me? It's more mental because you're sitting in there and it's like you're in a totally different world. You can be in your home state, your hometown. Your house can be 15 minutes away. But it's like you're in a totally separate world. So it's more so mental because you got the COs talking shit. You got some inmates that's trying to be tough. They talking shit. You know what I mean? Then you got what's going on the outside world because you're trying to focus on the inside to try to get back out to the outside world. But it's hard to focus because the outside world is actually going on without you. So it's more mental than anything. You may be trying to call home, can't reach nobody. Or maybe there's no money on the phone because if no one adds money on the phone for you, guess what? In prison, you can't use the phone. Maybe you're not getting visits, but you're seeing everybody else get visits. You're not getting money sent in to you on a regular basis. So you're having to eat that nasty food out of the chow hall. I mean, you seeing guys is eating big, steaks and hamburgers and fish and chicken and, your stomach's growling. So you angry about everything. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's more so about it being mental. But what I'm going to explain is a situation to where this is actually before I got to prison. I was locked up in the county jail. But everything starts with the county jail. So before you even go to prison, you're going to be in the county jail. I was in the county jail. I was a trustee. A trustee allows you to get out of your cell, maybe 6-7 hours a day. And back then, trustees got, little extra privileges, man. You might get a coffee at the end of, or unlimited coffee. Sometimes if you caught a cool CO, they bring you, when they went to get their lunch or whatever, they bring you a lunch. So whatever they ate, they bring it to you. So they may be eating burgers or chili dogs one day with fries and a high C. They bring you one back. So, it had its little perks, man. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't no bootlicking. It wasn't nothing like that going on whatsoever, man. Not with me anyway, but most people, I didn't see nobody, wasn't no bootlicking trustees like on Life, man. I ain't trying to be no bootlicking trustee. No, it wasn't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But this particular day, I never will forget. They had sent me, I forget what unit. I want to say F unit. I was working the hoe. Hated working the hoe because they don't want you talking to the inmates. You catch a cool CO, they let you go in there and talk to the inmates because so many people. You know what I mean? I'm in my hometown, so I see people. They always want to talk. I'm going to talk to them. The county jail that I was in, everything's glass. So you can see everybody. They can't see out because they have like a tent on the window. So you can't see out, but you can see in. Now they can see out, like if you get close to the glass, you're like, "What's up, dog?" But I'm saying, as far as like seeing across the to the next tier, they can't see that, but you can see them because it's glass. So nevertheless, I'm sweeping, running the push broom or whatever. Ain't nothing really to do. Once you feed the people, the inmates, you go back through maybe 20 minutes later, get the trays, you put them on a cart, wheel them out, go in, change the trash, wipe the tables down. Sweep. A lot of times you ain't even got a mop because there ain't really too much activity. It's the hole. Everybody's locked in. So, and there's no TV in the hole. So the other units that you work, once you get done, you can watch TV. Not in the hole, you just there. Hated it. So I'm mopping. No, I got the push broom. I said the push broom, my bad. So I got the push broom, and mind you, this was some years ago, so I'm recollecting. I'm trying to remember, so bear with me. So, I'm pushing the broom or whatever, and I get a whiff of a smell. And I'm like, what is that smell? I don't know where that smell is coming from. So I keep pushing the broom. Man, I kid you not. I never seen nothing like this a day in my life. I turned around and I looked over. And when I looked over, it was like a walk. Walk had maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 individual cells in it. Like I said, everything's glass so you can see. I'm probably a good 50, maybe 40 yards away, if I had to guess. I look up. There's a dude. He has a towel wrapped around like his face. It's not covering his eyes up, but it's covering his nose up. Has a towel. The guy had sit on the toilet, used the bathroom, reached in the toilet, and he had a paper towel. So he reached in the toilet with the paper towel, grabbed his own feces, and was smearing all over the glass, all over the walls, all over the bed. I'm seeing this now. If you can, it's gross. It's terrible. But just think about if you looked up and you seen somebody doing something like that. I had never seen it. I don't even think at that point that I'd ever even heard of it. So I'm looking and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? The dude was known for smearing. That's what they call it, smearing. So if there's a CO in there that he doesn't like, or let's just say he asked the CO, can he get out and take a shower? And the CO didn't let him, or he wanted to use the phone, or just whatever. Because some MCOs are nasty, man. Some MCOs, they, you be like, hey, man, you supposed to let me out to take a shower. I'm busy right now. Okay, but it's my shower time. I'm busy. And then they'll cut the intercom off so you can't talk to them. So, some people, they'll get to kicking the door and banging on the door or whatever. So I'm seeing this dude, and it's like, it's registering to me, but I'm still in disbelief. He's smearing all over the glass. Excuse me, y'all, I have a cold. But I got to give it to you real. You know what I mean? Ain't no editing or nothing. This is real live. I got to give it to you in the realest form I can give it to you. And I can't let a code prohibit me from giving you all, these real stories that take place in prison. Listen to me using prison words, prohibit. But nevertheless, so the CEO, he gets on his little walkie-talkie thing that they keep on the panic button. That's what I like. That's what we call them, the panic button. CEOs talk all that shit, and then as soon as you act like you's gonna fight them, or you act like what's happening, all that stuff you talking. They get on their panic button. Excuse me. So nevertheless, they get on the panic button. They're calling people in, because what happens is when you do something like that, they immediately have to move you out of the cell. So he had to, it was only one CO there, so he had to call for backup. They go in. He puts his hands out the food flap. They cuff him up. They have to go in the cell and get him and move him to another cell. They're not allowed to keep him in there. The thing about it is this. When inmates do stuff like that, they do it because the CO that's working that shift has to clean it up. They can't make inmates clean it up. A CO has to put on a biohazard suit and go in there and clean it up. Now, if I was a CO, I'm not cleaning that shit up. No pun intended. I'm sorry. I'm not cleaning that up. Definitely wouldn't clean it up being an inmate. I don't give a damn if I was getting ready to go home the next day and my release depending on, man, I'm not cleaning that up. So anytime anyone does anything like that or throws up, or even just if it's urine, they can't make the inmate, anything biohazard, they can't make the inmate clean it up. This was years ago, so I don't know how it is now, but then that's how it was. CO piss you off, you was nasty and ornery like that, you rub feces all over the wall. I ain't never did it, would never think about doing it, and would never do no mess like that. But you got some people that obviously will. I seen it firsthand. This is not anything that somebody told me a story and I'm just relaying it. I seen it. The smell was so bad in the unit, I had to put a towel around my face. I mean, it was terrible. Like, it was terrible. And they moved him to another cell. The cell stayed like that for a while because they had to bring somebody else in to, hold down the unit. Then he had to go change into the biohazard suit, get the biohazard cleaning materials and the bags and the cart. There's a cart and everything. It's like a regular cleaning cart, but it's biohazard. And he had to literally go in there and clean that up. Wouldn't have done it. Couldn't have done it. At $18, $19 an hour that they make, ain't enough. Ain't enough for me to be cleaning up no feces. They can't do nothing to the dude. What they gonna do to him? He's already locked down in the hole. He's on mat restriction. Mat restriction means they come in, they take your mat. They give it back to you at, I want to say, I don't remember the exact time, but I want to say maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And then 5 o'clock in the morning, they coming back in, taking it again. So you in there all day long without a mat. Hard to sleep without a mat. That still's awfully hard and it's cold. It's hard to sleep with the mat. It's only a few inches thick, 4 or 5 inches thick at the most. So they take your mat. To me, it's cruel and unusual punishment, but that's what they do, man. You go to the hole, man. They, you don't have no materials. You don't have no writing materials. Can't get no commissary. Can't get no visits. Everything is taken away from you. So they moved the dude into another cell. Okay. Later on that day, I think he gets into it with another CO because he would always do it after he eats. You see what I'm saying? So anytime that he did something like that, he'd have to eat first. Later on that day, I had already gotten off shift. I had already went back to my unit. They sent the next trustee for the next shift. See what I'm saying? We only work one shift. Come to find out, when that trustee gets off later on, dude ends up doing it again. So that CO that was on that shift, he had to do the exact same process, man. Go in there and clean it up. They had to move him to another cell. I say all that to say this. You're going to see some pretty gross, pretty gruesome, disgusting, inhumane things in jail/prison. Excuse me. It's best to just not even go. Keep yourself out of that situation. You out here, man, and things are going wrong for you, or they're not going as quickly as you want them to go, or, life is not going as planned as it so often doesn't. Sit back. Think about this story that I tell you. Hit that notification button, man. That notification bell. So you can hear these stories, because I tell you these stories to deter you from picking up a gun and robbing somebody or a bank. I tell you these stories to so that you won't go pick up that bag and start selling drugs. Or you won't go steal a car. Or you won't write that check. Or you won't use that stolen credit card. Or whatever the crime may be. I tell you these stories for a reason. Prison is a very lonely place. And it's not fun, man. It's awful. It's terrible. It's, people pass away while you're in there, and there's nothing you can do about it. Can't go to the funeral. If you don't have no money on the phone, you can't call. Even if you do have money on the phone, it's just not a good place to be. So I feel like I use my prison experience, not glorifying it, because I don't glorify anything about prison. Nothing. Nothing cool about it. But if I can stop one person from going, it means the world. So even if your life is going well, guess what? You can still share this, because maybe the next person's life's not going well. Or maybe you just share it and because you shared this video, somebody sees it and they say, you know what? I'm not going to go do what I was going to go do. Because I don't want to go and see somebody smearing feces all over the wall and have to smell that. It's psychological, it's mental. Hopefully you like, comment, subscribe. Once again, share, hit that notification bell. You know what I mean? So the next story that I drop, have full access, immediate access to it. Everything that I tell is real, man. I don't exaggerate anything. I only tell what I know. Once again, we don't glorify anything over here at the Real Kens TV, man. We just keep it 100 and call a spade, man. You know what I mean? If you don't want to see no feces all over the wall, stay the hell out of jail. Till next time.